thought episode 2 of Loki was my favorite, but honestly, with the planetary destruction in episode 3, I have a new favorite. Oh, quick warning before this video begins. For some reason, I think I said Sylvia a lot in this video instead of Sylvie. I'm not sure what went on there, so make sure you write in the comment section down below I said her name wrong throughout this video. Please tell me we're going to have more of the Lokis jumping from apocalypse to escape the TVA. Because honestly, if we spend the rest of the episodes with watching the mass destruction of a certain area and everybody being wiped out, 10 out of 10 T-Rexes, man. Let's go. And I'm usually not one for disaster porn. It really doesn't do it for me. It's kind of like car chase scenes and stuff. I just kind of, eyes glaze over, but I feel like they do it in a classy, fun, creative way in this show. I'm just trying to justify liking destruction porn for once. You know how in my episode 2 review, it's okay if you didn't watch it, I didn't either, I talked about how maybe the TVA agents being cruel to people that were about to die was commentary on our own police brutality or insensitivity. I wonder if, and stay with me on this one because I know it's a crazy thought, the rich taking the spots on the Ark and leaving the poor to die on the planet is some sort of commentary on the wealthy in our world. Because if you're watching this video, I'm guessing there is a 99.99% chance you're a pleb like me, and if some apocalypse thing happened, for certain the upper class would fuck us over and leave us to die. At least we'd die together. And if that thought bothers you, it's fine. Just keep working your job where you sell your body and time for a lot less than what you're actually worth. Wait, is that slavery but with extra steps? I am absolutely loving Sylvia. I love that Loki is seeing another version of himself and realizing, wow, I'm super annoying. This is a little bit too much. Kind of like what he said in episode 2. Oh, I see why now Thor finds this to be annoying. However, I hope he keeps up his games of mischief. This isn't like he turns over a new leaf and he's like, wow, I'm not gonna do this anymore because this sucks when it's done to you. Instead, he's gonna be like, oh well. I'm actually crossing my fingers they talk more about their past. I want to hear more about Lady Loki, Sylvia. I would love to know if in her verse, her universe, if she turned into a snake and then stabbed Thor. Also, I think it would be a lot of fun to see how things unfolded in her universe and what events she's actually experienced because she's Asgardian and it's hard to tell how they age. Well, technically not an Asgardian, but also part of a race that ages very slow, so it's hard to tell how old she is exactly and when she became a variant and started jumping around. So I would like to learn more about that, I guess is what I'm saying. This next part is going to come across as really bad, so if Twitter accuses me of enjoying abuse towards women, just let them know, fuck yeah, I do. Gets me rock hard. But I loved Loki beating the shit out of Sylvia, or maybe not beating the shit out of her, but every time he got the upper hand on her. I just feel like Loki is always punched around and he doesn't get a lot of victories, so anytime he bested her, I liked seeing it and I would love to see more of it. Not because I enjoy watching men beat women. I'm happy we're getting more of the BS of the timekeepers sprinkled in to the episodes. Oh, you were created just for the TVA, instead of, yeah, no, we just abduct humans from Earth and brainwash them and, you know, make them think that they're not variants. And in fact, that this is their God-given task. Though if the timekeepers do make everything by technicality, I guess it is true they did create someone to become part of the TVA, although I have a feeling the timekeepers don't, but I won't get into that. Anyways, it could be a lie like Kylo telling Rey, your parents are no one. It's not technically a lie, but it's still a dick move. I'm guessing the timekeepers are or became twisted, and their timeline they're trying to maintain is their own demented version of how the timeline should go. And because of that sacred timeline, we have actual other verses and timelines that are suffering or being eliminated. And that's the big problem Sylvia has. I said this in my episode 2 review. I was hoping she was just trying to destroy the timekeepers for shits and giggles, just for the chaos. But I feel like Lady Loki is way too serious and has too much of a plan for it just to be that. So I guess she could be doing it just for mischief, but I have a feeling she knows that the timekeepers are not what they appear to be. And I cannot wait for the timekeepers to be the final boss in this show, because holy shit. If the timekeepers in the MCU have the abilities they have in the comic books, it's gonna get really fucking crazy. Now, how episode 4 goes and how they get off the planet, I would imagine either one of two things are gonna happen. One, Mobius appears by himself, he takes the guess, okay, they went to an apocalypse. They went here, and Loki ends up talking to him and saying, hey, the timekeepers, they're doing some BS, and somehow Mobius goes on Loki and Sylvia's side. Or just lets them go. The second option is the Minutemen end up going to the planet to arrest the two Lokis, and Mobius also comes, and the Lokis beat the shit out of the Minutemen, and Mobius ends up having a conversation with Loki. Or maybe it doesn't even happen. They beat the shit out of the Minutemen, and they get an escape route, and they just go to a new apocalypse. Because again, Disney, MCU, if every episode is a new apocalypse set in a date further than the current date right now, God, I would love you. Let's end on some fun Easter eggs, or whatever we call them. First, Loki kept calling Sylvie an enchantress and saying the word, or a variation of the word enchant, multiple times in the episode. In the comics, there was an enchantress named Sylvie who has connections to Loki, and if she is the MCU's enchantress, it could mean we never get the first one that had a big problem with Thor, though making her a Loki variant, maybe she does have a hate thing for him. Anyways, Loki hating Thor seems to go hand in hand, but this does show strong indications this is going to be the MCU's enchantress, and they're skipping the first one. Sylvie's broken horn mirrors the comics, which I thought was a fun nod. Loki doing the another and smashing the cup was a callback to the first Thor movie. He probably always wanted to do that. Loki and his dagger flips are a running thing in the MCU. Tom Hiddleston practiced very hard to get it down, and now the flips are just a running joke. Personally, I really like his daggers and his little flippy things he does with them. Anyways, still hoping for that Loki orgy. Like, subscribe, come back for more shit.